I love these fabulous children's astrology books by Donna McGarry. They're delightful, whimsical, and entertaining. Visit zodiacs.com. Hello, fabulous Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of September 2014, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, where it comes to love, there really are going to be changes. There are going to be developments. There are going to be advancements as well. There are several key things taking place in the sky that do lead me to believe that wherever it is, at least on the love front, wherever it is that energy has felt stagnant, that you wish that there was progress, you wish that things were moving forward, whether within an established bond or in a larger sense with love itself, now you are going to start to experience that forward movement. You are going to start to see things advance. And it does look like a big part of that advancement comes as a result of your clarity, your understanding as to who you really are and what it is actually that you believe in the highest sense, what your values are, what your truth is. That in turn is going to lead you to see other people differently and to see what your options are and what actions you actually can take to move your love life forward. So we've got a few key things taking place this month that speak very powerfully to what is happening on the love front. Actually, several key things that tell me just you are entering a really important cycle that is going to be one after the other, not just this month, but into next month and the month of November as well. All major love developments, love lessons very likely to come up for you, and some points to navigate as well that are likely to come up for you as well. So one really key thing that's taking place is Pluto will stand still in the sky and go direct right around the middle of the month and very close to the new moon that I spoke about in the general focused horoscopes. And so this to me is especially significant. The fact that the planet currently in your opposite sign, which is also the ruling planet of the sign or the part of the sky for you that has to do with the feelings of love, that love-heart connection that we can have with another person. And this planet is moving through, as I said, a part of the sky that has to do with love, yes, but more like partnership. More like bonding with somebody really one-on-one, seeing yourself reflected in that person, feeling like, yes, this is somebody I really can be with. When Pluto is in this part of the sky, what you understand as partnership is going through a slow and steady rebirth. When Pluto is standing still in this part of the sky, its energies are especially potent, driving these lessons home. And then Pluto goes direct. And then we have this new moon also hitting right around the same time. To me, this suggests that whatever has felt still, whatever has felt like you just can't take it anymore, that you want something to happen already, it doesn't matter which way, but you need some action, you need some momentum to start building, you are going to start to experience that. It's almost like you need to feel that heightened sense of emotion before things can really make progress in a very, not necessarily focused way, but at the very least in a more purposeful way. Now, the reason I say not in a very focused way is there's a couple of reasons for that. One is the fact that in the early part of the month, we have a full moon taking place. Now, this full moon is in fellow water sign Pisces and is speaking in harmony with Saturn in, as I said, the part of the sky that has to do with, so the part of the sky that has to do with the feelings of love and that love-heart connection is really lit up. Okay, lots is happening in that part of the sky this month, and actually started last month and this month and right into the fall as well. And I'll talk more about that in a second. But we'll be speaking in harmony with Saturn, speaking in harmony with the ruling planet of that area of the sky, Pluto as well. Pluto in your opposite sign, as I said. This to me does suggest that a lot of feelings are really coming to the surface. This full moon speaks to your vision for the future, an understanding of what is true for you, and an understanding of what needs to be put into place if you are going to manifest your goals, your vision, what it is ultimately you're going for in life, and love as well. And so all of these areas are going to come right to the surface, and you are making some very purposeful, if not decisions, then at least you're having some very purposeful points of clarity and understanding that what direction it is ultimately that you're wanting to go, that you desire to go, in the deepest level of your heart. What is it that's going to light you up where it comes to love? What is it that you need? What is it that you need to believe? What beliefs do you need to let go of? All of these are going to be important themes right about now. But here's what else is going on. This is why I said a little earlier, I don't see a lot of focus happening here, because before the month ends, in the last few days of the month, and in the first 10 days or so of next month, we have Mercury moving into this part of the sky that has to do with feelings of love, with the heart, moving into that part of the sky, but will be in shadow. We'll stand still in that part of the sky next month, in the early part of next month, and we'll begin to go backwards in that very part of the sky as well. And the reason I mention this now, and I'll talk more about it next month, but I really want you to pay attention to what happens in the last few days of this month, because you are going to return to the very issues and topics and things that come up in the last few days of this month are going to be returned to about a week into October, and then again in the early part of November as well. And it's very much related to a love matter. Now, sometimes when this happens, I got to be honest with you, sometimes this can indicate issues, concerns, disagreements that come up. And it's not final. Nothing's really final with this. That's the thing. Ultimately, this is Mercury retrograde. You may hear something, react a certain way, and then realize that things are actually more complex than you thought that they were. But maybe they're not really that complex. And it's just going to take you a little bit of time to figure it out. The least of which being figure out your own feelings and what you're really going for where it comes to love. So that's a likely situation for those of you who have somebody in your sphere that you're dating right now or are interested in knowing. Those of you right now who are in an established bond, there is an element of this playing out as well, but I think depending on how deeply established that bond is going to make a big difference. So if this is somebody who you're dating, thinking about getting serious with, but it is sort of in the dating realm, there's no ring on anybody's finger just yet. If it's in that realm, then yes, you are likely to have to deal with some issues that kind of come up. And this is really to help you get a fuller picture of who it is that you're with, and to get a fuller picture of why it is that you're with this person. Are you with this person because you want the experience of love? Because that's going to be particularly strong as we get to the end of the month. Or are you with this person because you genuinely see things in this person that you feel you could love for now and love possibly for a lifetime? And so those are going to be the issues. If you are somebody who is in an established bond, like there's a ring or there was a ceremony, then chances are it's really going to be the opposite sign in what's happening there that becomes a much more dominant energy for you. And this to me does suggest that where it comes to a partner, whatever has been stagnant, whatever has felt like, God, I wish things would go forward already there. I wish this person could, whether it's get a job or whether it's keep a job or whether it's advance in their job or be more solid financially or whatever the case may be. Now you kind of get your clarity, you get your answer, you understand which way this person is actually going and where the two of you are actually going together. So you are going to get that very powerful clarity happening for you. What place does enjoying each other's company fit into this? That will be more up for consideration as you end the month and enter into next month as well. Those of you not currently attached to anybody, just be mindful if you do meet anybody towards the end of the month. It looks like at least in the early part of the month with the full moon that's taking place, this is really going to help you heal a lot of things, get rid of a lot of barriers, or at least some barriers that might be in the way. It's really about honesty and looking at your beliefs as to what it is love is going to be for you and clearing the way so that love can enter. But if you do happen to meet anybody, especially towards the end of the month and as you're starting next month as well, and I'll remind you about this next month, but if you do happen to meet anybody, then just know, just just give it its time, right? Pace yourself, because chances are this person might be completely honest, might be completely upfront with who they are, but there are more details to be revealed, which is often the case. I mean, that's pretty much the case when you're dating anybody, but just be mindful of that. When you start something during a retrograde, it means that a more fuller picture has yet to emerge. And just when you think you know the answer and you understand and you get it and you're clear, you realize that you really weren't. And you realize that you were seeing things in a whole other way, whether it was a way that had to do with what you really wanted, or whether it was a way that was not as generous as that person probably deserved or does deserve. Regardless, these are going to be the themes that come up. So just be patient, be kind, of course, always, but be patient as you are navigating that path and learning more about this person and learning about how it is that you want to proceed slowly but surely. The lessons that you experience now in love are actually part of a continuation that started last month when Mars and Saturn met in this very part of the sky. So that's energy you're carrying into this month, and some of those lessons might still be a little palatable as you start the month, but that will lead you to understand what you believe in a much bigger way, in a much more meta kind of way. And that in turn is going to prepare you for greater experiences, more immediate experiences, more in-depth experiences as well, that are surely to find you late in the month. Also, if you are into it, internet dating, connecting with people online also can be part of this learning as well, especially considering it is Mercury after all, and Mercury loves to communicate and send messages and things like that. One thing is for sure though, there are a lot of love lessons taking place for you now, and a lot of momentum building where it comes to love as well. You're letting go of barriers, you're seeing other people more clearly, you're being encouraged to get a fuller picture, and least of all, which is yourself. Get a fuller picture of yourself and who you are and what it is that you really want where it comes to love. And with that clarity and an understanding of what you need to put in place to move yourself in that direction, you surely will find yourself moving towards a greater love than you've known before.